Hello world. I'd like to thank my friend Sam for the use of his shop in the previous video. But now we're at my home forge. Yep, that's right. All 64 square feet of it. Here's a look at my humble shop, but I'm grateful for it. Now that our steel is hot, we'll begin by hammering in the tip. We do this by pinching the metal between the edge of the anvil and the hammer. Then you lay it flat again to flatten it back out so it doesn't get too out of control. These tongs I was using to control the steel, way too small. There was no control there. Now we want to put a curve in our blade. The particular blade that I'm building has an extreme curve. This is one way to do it. However, with the small tongs, I couldn't get a good grip on it. So here's plan B. You heat the metal and tap it around the horn of the anvil. This is much more controlled, but a slower process. The name of this game is heat, beat, and repeat. Now that I have a curve in what's going to be the edged part of the blade, I want to bend the metal back the other way to straighten out the handle without messing up the work that I've already done. Also, I have to strategically strike it in just the right place so I have enough metal left for the handle. And then, of course, flatten it back out again. See those bigger tongs? I went out and borrowed some from my buddy. I don't know what I'd do without you, Sam, but now I have complete control. Time to put a good curve on this thing. Now what I'm trying to do is use the crossbeam of the hammer to lengthen the handle. I lay the handle across the anvil and draw out the steel. Not only am I going to lengthen the handle, but I'm going to make it just a little bit thinner for a more comfortable grip. Then I'll heat my steel up once again and try to get the blade as flat as I can. I'm pretty happy with the profile I have. I'll lay the steel flat on the anvil, lean down and make sure that I can't see light between the anvil and the blade. That'll tell me it's nice and flat. Now that I've finished shaping the blade on the anvil, we're going to normalize. When you beat on the steel, you mess with the grain structure. We're going to try to bring that back to normal. We're going to bring the blade up to critical temperature, and then we're going to let it cool, slowly. We do this 3 times. Here's our rough profile we did with the hammer and anvil. We've normalized, and now we're going to take it to the belt sander to get all the scale off. It really would be nice to have a surface grinder, but I'm just going to have to do it freehand. Once I get the majority of the scale off the blade, I'm going to take a Sharpie and trace out any unwanted metal. I'm going to try and really refine the shape of the blade here. Then I'll take the blade to the belt sander and remove the metal up to the Sharpie lines. This part is called stock removal. Now I'm going to do some hand sanding. Before I hand sanded, I took the blade to the belt sander and I took off all the scale. Now I'm trying to get the scratches out. And this takes hours. And I absolutely hate it. Now I put the blade in a bevel jig. I'm going to put a nice clean bevel all the way down to the edge. And it's important that you do this evenly on both sides. And there's my bevel. Hey, look what I'm doing again. Now I'm going to take my maker's mark, lock down my blade, and slam it with a hammer. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.